So I know that we all have to have that cozy game that we think was gonna be our new cozy favorite, only for it to turn out to be a total dud. So I have a few cozy gaming regrets for some games that I wanted more for when it comes to like what I like to see in a game that I want to just chill out and relax to. I do want to say a disclaimer that just because I wasn't feeling these games in particular doesn't mean that you won't feel these games, but for me personally, this is my opinion. I have to make sure to assert that everyone has a different type of taste with their games. So before I get started though, my name is Delaney. I love talking about video games, all kinds of games. I've been doing live streams just over here having a chill time ranting about video games. So if you want to come over to this corner of the internet, like and subscribe, and welcome back return viewers as always. So let's get started. I'm going to start this video off on a very strong high note. So the first game on my list, the main culprit, is Disney Dreamlight Valley. Yeah, I know. But Disney Dreamlight Valley for me, I will say that when I first started playing Disney Dreamlight Valley, when I saw the trailer, I was like, I'm a Disney girly. Like technically I'm wearing a Disney shirt right now. And you know, very big nostalgia for me, and just like being able to like see all the characters in a different format was very fun. So I was really excited for Disney Dreamlight Valley. There are several things that I have issues with when it comes to Disney Dreamlight Valley. Personally for me is that I purchased it during early access. It was marketed to be a free-to-play game. Then they decided to have like a early access payment ranking, which should have been my first red flag about the franchise in itself, because why are we paying for a free-to-play game? I really was eager to play it, so I just decided to put my $30 down for it and check it out early. And at first I did enjoy like the overall vibe of it. I thought that it was cute. I like the graphics and everything, and it kind of gave me like similar Animal Crossing vibes, which is what I was kind of looking for when I picked up this game. For me, like I purchased it on the Switch and it was just terrible. Frame rates kept dropping constantly. It was a lot of stutters. Sometimes there would be like little things that popped into the background and popped back out, or even like the little forest creatures, if I go up to them to try to feed them, they would disappear or glitch away and different things like that. And especially considering that I purchased this game even though it's supposed to be free to play, and it had all these different things that still is not working properly, maybe really just turned me off from playing the game. Also, I felt like some of the quests started to feel a lot more like questy, I want to say, a little bit grindy, and I just kind of wasn't really feeling it, and it wasn't making me feel like motivated to keep going back to it. So I just kind of stopped playing. But I think what really sealed the deal was when they announced that it was no longer going to be free to play, and that it was just going to be you pay for it but also pay for the extra DLC, but there also are still microtransactions inside of the game. So it's just all very strange, especially with a game like Palia that released like last year, and it actually was free to play, but the only thing that you do have to pay for cosmetic things for your character, like dressing and stuff like that. So I really feel like Disney Dreamlight Valley was a little bit, to me, it felt a little bit scammy, a little bit unsincere to the player, just because like, why are there microtransactions in a game that you're paying for? I feel like it's just the principle of the matter for me, and it just makes me just really turn me off from wanting to play the game as a whole and trying to invest my time back into it. But yeah, I could rant all day about how disappointed I am in Disney Dreamlight Valley, and just how it really fell flat for me. So the next game on my list is Cozy Grove. I was really hyped for Cozy Grove when it first released. I actually bought it on release day, and I was really excited to check it out because I really love the like illustrations and the vibes of it. It was like a life sim. I also was kind of feeling like Animal Crossing vibes a little bit, or maybe more like Spiritfarer, because it's like set on a haunted island to be a spirit scout and help out these little cute bear cub ghost spirits. So I really love the premise of it. Playing the game, it's not a terrible game. I just felt like, to me, all the quests started to get really repetitive. The other thing was that a lot of the quests and things like that also have like a 24-hour time clock on it. I feel like it could have been more like a free to play mobile game to me, more so than like a game that I'm playing on on Nintendo Switch. I just felt like I wish it was more to the gameplay, and that made me want to keep going back to it. So that's kind of mostly why I just feel like it was a bit of a dud for me, and I have not returned back to it since. So the next game on my list is Aka. So Aka is another life sim type game. It is set on an island, and you are a red panda who's returning back from a war and trying to live a slow life, and you get to farm and do all these like different quests and things like that. And I really like the premise of it, but just for this game in particular, it just had a lot of glitches. I also purchased this on day one, and I was really excited for this because I really like the premise, and I really like stories that have a lot of heart along with like the slow life sim approach to it. But I found that it was like really buggy trying to even just exit your house and to start doing the farming process. Sometimes it would glitch out and just have your character statically stay in one spot. It just would not move, and you have to like go into the house to get your character to like do any type of movement. There was a time when I was like jumped into the ocean, but somehow I ended up underneath the world and I could not get out of the water and swim out, and I had to like turn the game off and restart it, and it kind of didn't fix that. So I did not want to play it anymore. I'm not sure if the developers actually decided to go back and fix some of the bugs in it, but that really just turned me off from wanting to play it overall. It was really frustrating. So getting away from life sims, the next game on my list is Bratz Rock Angels. Oh wait. No, wait. The next game on my list is Bratz Passion for Fashion. I was really excited for this because I loved, obviously, Bratz Rock Angels. I played the Game Boy Advance version of it, but I also did get to play a little bit of a PS2 version. And I just have to say that the original Bratz game is just so much nostalgia with it. I really feel like a lot of the games that were like marketed more like girl games, there still was a lot of thought going into them, a lot of like nice features, and it wasn't just like shovelware to me. And I feel like the Bratz games in themselves, like the early 2000s Bratz games, actually did put a lot of time and effort to it, and not just for you to just because it has Bratz on it. Even playing it and now, the PS2 version especially, the music nostalgia, Ali and AJ was on there. Like, we're giving me everything, and I wanted that for the new Bratz Passion for Fashion game. I believe all the voice actors returned back for the Bratz game, and I was like really excited for this. But then I did see that the developer mostly creates games that are more marketed towards babies. Like, they have like Coco Melon or like Bluey. I think Peppa Pig is also a part of that, like more like toddler variety games. So I was kind of like, I guess it's not gonna be exactly the same as the original Bratz games, but I still was hopeful. I mean, it's not a terrible game, but it's really not that fun either. Very short gameplay time, 4 to 6 hours, and it doesn't really have a lot of challenge to it, and it just felt kind of just like they were just to try to get a game out with the Bratz tagline on it. And I just wish that there was a little bit more to the gameplay, a little bit more heart put into it, like how the originals were. But also was kind of crazy, which was that after its release, maybe like a month, maybe even 2 weeks later, it went on half price on sale. So it was just a lot. I know that it was probably it was more so marketed towards kids, but I still feel like it shouldn't be so patronizing when it comes to games that are marketed towards girls. So next on my list is Bear and Breakfast. And Bear and Breakfast, I was also, all of these games I was excited to play, but I was like really hyped for Bear and Breakfast. It got delayed a bit because devs wanted to fix the controls for the Switch in particular, and at this time I only had the Switch to play games on. So I was disappointed more so like in the fact that the controls were very difficult to kind of navigate. I did find the story and the dialogue to be really funny and witty, and it was just such a like interesting like premise. So you get to be a bear that runs a bed and breakfast, and you have to like accommodate for the humans that are coming into the forest and things like that. But I did hear that it's better to play on the PC, so I probably would end up picking it back up later on my Steam Deck. And I'm going to go for my last on the list, which I know has got to be a lot of people's. That is Pokemon Violet. I consider Pokemon to be cozy. I'm not sure if anyone else does, but I really like the vibes of it. My favorite so far on the Switch has been Arceus, which I've mentioned before. It's released the same year as Arceus Pokemon Violet. So I was hoping that we would get a little bit of the same type of gameplay that we got in Pokemon Arceus, but that was not the case. And though I did actually have fun, but what I didn't like was the graphics were just terrible. I did try to look past that, but it's just very glaring. Another thing that I don't like about Pokemon Violet or the Pokemon games in general recently has been that none of them are fully voice acted, and I feel like that's so inconvenient because there's so much dialogue, and Game Freak is a very big developer company, so they should be able to afford voice actors and to be able to put more time and attention into the games than what they do, instead of just kind of just pushing them out for the fans. So there were really cool things about Pokemon Violet, like you got to have 3 different types of quests to do and 3 different types of storylines. The characters are actually very interesting, and there were some really nice new gen Pokemon that I love. Like Tikatun is my favorite, my absolute favorite. They did have a really nice variety of new gen Pokemon. The glitches were too much for me to continue on with the game, so I will just continue playing Pokemon Arceus until the end of time. Yeah, those are my cozy gaming regrets. Yeah, maybe this will help others from making the same mistakes as me, or maybe do you guys have any cozy gaming regrets of games that you didn't really vibe with? Let me know down in the comments. I hope all of you guys are doing well as always, and I'll see you guys in the next video, and thank you so much for watching as always. Have a wonderful day. Bye.